Okay, Mike, basically after you get the fibers out of the buffer tube, and I always strip them all down, the inner cladding down to about 13, and then I drop, these chucks are magnetic chucks. You put them in with the cladding right at the end of the chuck, so just bare fibers sticking out. Drop them in, and you drop them in the cleaver. You snap that, and one snap should cleave it, and these cleavers aren't doing it, so I'm thinking they need some adjustment. But then now you see it's cleaved after a couple snaps. Then you bring it up, you drop it on this hole on here, drop it right into the chuck. Then you do the other side, 13 approximately. Slide the cladding out to the edge of the black right here. Shut her down. It's in this magnetic chuck. You drop it into there. It's a snap and a snap, and it's not taking a couple times there. It's cleaved now, and when it cleaves, it's supposed to suck the end of the fiber that you cut off into this chute, which is right here, and you can dump it when it's full. Then this comes out just like the other one. You drop it right into the chuck onto this hole, and it's automatically lined up. You get these fibers in within those grooves. Drop her down. There's a little dirt on there, but it should burn off. It burned off. And when these align, when it splices, you're going to see a line on most of the time. The old monitors weren't very good, so you couldn't see that line. But as you can see, that's a .02, so it's definitely a keeper. And it comes out of there. You got to pop open each side. Run your heat shrink up. And on top of the oven, there's a little tray up on top of the oven to set your heat shrink if you want, to pull your fibers into it and align the cladding so that it's even in the heat shrink, and then you hold her tight on both sides and just drop her right into that oven just like that. And I think the oven's about 18 to 20 seconds. Well, it's baking, then you just pull these out, set them right back down here on each side. They're magnetic, and then you grab your next fiber, and you can put them both in the chucks and then run them into the cleavers while it's baking and drop them into the chucks, and you should have your second fiber spliced before the oven says that it's done. And I wanted to show you, a lot of times, not a lot of times, sometimes you'll get an error message, and it tells you, like if you got a bad cleave on the right or on the left, it'll tell you which side fiber is bad. So instead of taking it completely out and recleaving it, when the chuck is actually in here with the fiber, you can do like the old days. You lift this top of this chuck up and realign your fiber there. Just make sure you don't have it anywhere near to the center, because it will automatically bring it in. Just realign it in there before you try to recleave it and reset it, and a lot of times the machine likes it then. And then then it'll work. Okay, then the heat shrink, it's done. It's beeping, it says that it's done. But this error here is for me not having fiber. But sometimes you'll get a heater oven alarm, and all you have to do to clear it is hit this button right here, which is okay, and then you can run the heater. And what happens a lot of times, it didn't quite heat shrink like this one. You can see where it didn't shrink the whole thing. So if you just drop it back into the heat shrink and close the lid, it'll heat it again, and you'll have a perfect splice. Pull it out, and I just lay them down here and tray them all up later, because this didn't come with any kind of tray holder, but I do have a guy building me a tray holder that's going to mount right here. So that's pretty much it. Just a basic lowdown. But yeah, the machine is already set up for everything auto. Instructions are there. You can set it up for manual or whatever you want to do, but basically these are it. And you drop them into here, and you got her good to go.